guys, welcome back to my channel. It is Haley for those of you that are new here, and this is gonna be my first get ready with me with dark hair. So since I've dyed my hair darker, I've been doing my makeup a little bit different. It's more like a little moodier, a little darker, a little more fall time. So I'm so excited to get ready with you guys on camera and do a little makeup. And with that being said, if you guys have followed me from the beginning, you know that I started out as a makeup YouTube channel, which is so funny. That used to be my job. I used to be a makeup artist. I would go and do weddings. I worked at Ulta. I worked at MAC. So I have a really big background in makeup. And with that being said, I want to go ahead and introduce today's sponsor. So thank you so much to Online Makeup Academy for sponsoring today's video. Guys, if I would have known about these courses when I was still freelancing and doing makeup, I would have been unstoppable. There is so much information in these courses for such a reasonable price, and it's just so amazing. I have done some of the modules in this course and I have learned so much. It gives you so many examples of bridal makeup, how to do editorial makeup, which is like something I'm really into right now. No makeup. It just gives you all of the tools to do any kind of makeup look that you want to do. There are so many amazing benefits other than just getting all of these makeup skills to use in your business or for fun. You get pro card benefits with discounts of 40% off for Makeup Forever, Beauty Blender, NYX, Inglot, and even more brands. You get one-on-one personal video guidance with your instructor or tutor, including lifetime access after completion. The course also covers all skin tones, all ethnicities, face shapes, skin types, as well as hygiene and sanitation guidelines. And you also get your very own makeup kit to use on yourself and on your clients. So with all that being said, I'm so excited to be able to offer you guys a discount code of $100 off your course with the code on the screen here. I will also leave it in the description box as well as the link to the course. So thank you so much, Online Makeup Academy. I've already learned so much and I can't wait to learn even more. So let's go ahead and try some of these techniques and get into the get ready with me. Okay, so for my look today, I'm so excited. I'm going to be taking some inspiration from one of the makeup looks I learned in the course, which is the high fashion dewy makeup look. Now this one has a really like messy eyebrow. You guys know I love a fluffy brow, a bronzy eye, and like really dewy skin. And I think the bronzy eye and dewy skin is really pretty for summer, but I personally like the warm bronze tones for fall. So that's what we're going to be doing today. So just like they say in the course, I'm going to go ahead and just put a little concealer on my eyelids. I'm going to be starting with my eyes today because I'm going to be doing a little more eyeshadow than I normally do. So I'm just going to kind of blend this in. And I'm going to just be using this old Tarte palette that I have. You can do any eyeshadow palette that has browns in it. I also have this one from Dose of Colors, the Big Browns. I'll probably dip into that a little bit too. But I'm going to start with the Tarte palette, and I'm just going to take a nice tan shade. And I'm just going to kind of work this into my crease. I'm being a little more messy with it. I've noticed like the more fashiony looks are a little more sloppy, and I'm just kind of working this in, not really being super precise. And that's what I have. So sorry if you can hear my dog snoring. She's literally taking a nap right next to me and she's so cute. She's just sleeping and I don't want to wake her up. She of course chooses like when I'm filming to like be right here, but you know. Half the time she'll be snoring in the entire video and I won't even notice because I'm so used to it at this point. Like it's like background noise to me. I don't even hear it. So my apologies. Okay, so this is what it's looking like so far. All right, so now that that's on, I am just gonna kind of start darkening it up as we go. So I'm gonna take this other brown right next to it, just like a neutral brown color. And I'm gonna start putting that right on the outer corner, just really softly patting that in. And then once there's less on my brush, I will move it over like this. And notice I'm gripping my brush at the bottom, so it's a very light touch. It's just almost just kissing the eyelid. I'm not heavy-handed up here. The heavier, it'll be heavier the further up your hand is on your brush. So I like to keep it really far down and just really light because it's easy to add more, but it's harder to take it off. So you don't want to go too heavy right off the bat. And for more of the fashion looks, they bring the eyeshadow in more along the nose here. So I would usually like stop mid, but I'm going all the way over like this. And I think that looks really nice, and it's super easy as you can see. Okay, this is what it's looking like. Super pretty. So now I'm gonna add like a little bit of a shadow liner, and I'm just gonna take this little brush right here And I'm gonna take an even darker brown shade, almost like a black brown. And I'm going to just do a shadow liner along my lash line here. And I'm focusing it more on the outside, and I'm kind of smoking it out a little bit more. So it just gives a little bit of a darker look. And see how I kind of dragged it up into this eyeshadow right here? And it just kind of makes it all one fluid movement. Okay, the majority of the eye is done now. I still am going to add a little bit later on, but I'm going to go ahead and start with the face. So as you can see, I already have kind of a shine to my face. I did use a moisturizer before this, and I'm using that as my primer. It does have a little bit of SPF in it since it is daytime, so it'll protect me from the sun, obviously. I'm just going to be using my current foundation right now, which is the El Maquillage Woke Up Like This foundation. I'm in the shade 75 right now because I do have a little bit of a tan. And I'm just going to be using it on a brush. So I'll just kind of start with one pump and work it into one side of my face, and then I'll do the other side. Yeah, this is a really good color match, and I really like the coverage of this. I've been using this for a few months now, and I really like it. I did their like little color match quiz online, and it's actually so spot on. It's like unbelievable. I have 2 shades from them, and I wanted one lighter and one darker one, and they're like so spot on for what I need them for. And sometimes after I use a brush, I like to just go ahead and go over it with a sponge just to get rid of any like brush strokes. Even if you have a good brush, it's still sometimes you're able to get like brush marks. So I just like to make sure that they're all blended in. So I haven't done a get ready with me in a while. I'm trying to think of what's new. The big thing is my hair, which is obvious. If you guys saw my hair video, I went back to my natural color, close to my natural color, a little bit richer, tad bit darker, but for the first time in so long, I had been blonde for 7 years, and before that I don't even think I was my natural color still. I think I still did like highlights and stuff like that, or like, I don't know. But it feels so good to be like back to myself. I feel like I'm 16 again, but like in the best way, because this is what I looked like when I was 16, except for like I'm way prettier now. I'm just gonna take that same concealer, the El Maquillage one that I prime my eyes with, and just conceal my under eye. But yeah, what else is new? Oh, so you guys know my best friend Nora and I, we had a podcast together, and we haven't recorded it in like over a year, and we decided to just keep going with it, and we uploaded an episode today. So our podcast is like back for the long haul. We're gonna do an episode every Wednesday. And it's honestly just like a funny girl talk podcast. It's really fun. So if you guys need a new one, go listen. We talk about literally like everything, and it's like chaos with us, so it's really fun. I started going to Pilates, which that's been fun. So I actually am doing like a semi-private class with a couple girls that I do Orange Theory with, and this is gonna be our second private one. And I really like it. Like, it's unlike any workout I've done before, but it really reminds me of like my dance and cheer days, which is like very comforting for me because it's like the movements my body had like been used to growing up. So it feels really good, and I'm loving it. It's like a nice little change of pace since I do Orange Theory, which is such an intense workout. I think I'm going to change up my schedule and do maybe 2 days of Orange Theory a week and 2 days of Pilates a week. What else? Oh, I'm going to Salem. I'm leaving on Sunday. It's now Wednesday, and I'm seriously so excited. You guys know Salem is like my favorite place, and I'm so excited to get another psychic reading. If you guys haven't seen my Salem vlog from last year, you have to go watch it. I got a psychic reading, and I included a lot of it in the footage, and it's just like a nice fall vlog, and I'm going to vlog again this year, but I'm going with my mom. We're in for 3 days. And if you didn't know, Salem is like where the witch trials happened and where Hocus Pocus was filmed, and it just has the best vibes. It's so exciting, and I have my fresh hair that's definitely the Salem vibe. Okay, so now we're gonna set the under eye, and since we are doing a more dewy look, you can still see a sheen on my face. I don't want to set my whole entire face because I want to keep that dewiness. I have a little mini Charlotte Tilbury powder, and it's fine. I think I'm gonna go back to my MAC one. I just like that one better. And this one was like really expensive, so, but it's gonna do its job for today. I do like it. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm just not like blown away. So I'm just gonna take that really lightly on my under eye and just kind of blend that in. I'll do a little on my chin and like my acne areas. And right here, and then that's really the only place I'm gonna set because I want to keep my dewiness. All right, next up we're gonna bronze. You guys know bronzer is my favorite step, and I'm gonna be using the Physicians Formula bronzer. That's the one I'm using just at the moment. I've used it for a few months now, and I'm just gonna lightly bronze, just warm up my face a little bit. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. She woke up. I know. Tell me about it. Tell me. Oh, bronzer just gives you a whole other energy. Like, look at the difference. I'm lucky that I always have used bronzer, and like it was a thing when I started wearing makeup, because I would have looked so washed out. I don't know how people lived without bronzer. I guess they had blush and you could like use bronzer as a, or you could use blush as a bronzer, but I don't know how they lived without bronzer back in the day. So speaking of makeup, like I said, I used to be a makeup artist, and I would always do weddings and like bridesmaids, and it was just such a fun time. I loved that so much. I was like hustling, doing weddings like every weekend, like in the spring and summer, and it was just so fun. And I did my own makeup for my wedding. I did my hair too, which I was in Mexico in the humidity, so like it didn't even matter if I did my hair. It like all went to crap like the minute I stepped outside. But I did my makeup and I did my maid of honors makeup on my wedding day, just because it's like meditative for me, like just to have my hands moving. That's why I think I fell in love with makeup in the first place and like wanted to have a makeup YouTube channel. And it's just so fun, and I love when I get back into like my little makeup moods, which I think I'm very much in one right now, and like wanting to try new products and learn new techniques. So it's just like really fun. It's like an art form. I used to like play with a lot of colors and stuff, and this course has like inspired me to do that again. And it's getting me excited for my Halloween looks. I'm so excited for what I have coming for Halloween. Get ready. The dark hair is an inspiration, let's just say that. Let's go on to blush. And I don't know which one I want to use today. I think I'm either going to use Kylie or MAC. I think I'm going to use MAC because it goes more with the look. It's not as pinky. It's more of like a peach. More natural looking and not so like bright pink. So I think I'm going to go with this one. And I'm just going to kind of blend it up here. I don't put it right on the apple. I put it up here like on the temple, and I drag it down. I think it just like does something really nice for my face shape when I do apply it that way. This is the shade Melba, by the way. It's an OG. All right, so that is it for the face. Now we just have to finish off our eyes, do our brows, and add a lip, and we're gonna be all done. So I think I'll go ahead and finish off our eyeshadow. So I'm just gonna grab the brush that I had been using and just dip into the colors that I was using. And I'm just gonna kind of run it along my lower lash line here just to even everything out. And it's really gonna help open my eyes even more and just really make the blue pop. See the difference already? This eye just looks a lot more open and like pops a lot more than this one. All right, that looks great. I'm gonna add mascara and I'll be right back. Okay, so I went ahead and did my mascara, and I added a little bit of highlight to my inner corner and my brow bone. We're gonna finish off with brows and lips. So for brows, I am going to do a messy brow like I talked about. That's kind of what is on the tutorial on the course. So I'm going to do a messy brow. You guys know I love a messy brow. I'm going to be using the Fill and Fix Brow Shaper by Il Makiage. This is in the shade Cocoa, and I've been using this before I do soap brows because my hair is darker now, so I want my brows to look a little more intense. So what I do is I'll just lightly, because you can see it has pigment, I'll just lightly start brushing them up and kind of dispersing the color around my brow, starting at the front. And then I will kind of just make, and then I'll just kind of go through into the tail, always combing up. And so I'm going to let this dry while I do the other one, and then we will add the soap. Okay, so this is what we have going on so far. A nice fluffy, messy brow, and it kind of matches my hair like perfectly now that I filled them in. They do match my hair, but I just want them to look a little more intense. So now I'm going to take my trusty soap and my brush, and honestly I'm just going to get it wet with my water bottle right here because I don't feel like getting up. And then I'll just kind of rub to get a little bit of the soap product off. I don't want them to be too wet though, because I did put color on my brow, and I don't want it to take off any of my other makeup. I'm just gonna very lightly, and this is just to set them in place since I've already combed them up. I'm just gonna very lightly coat them with the soap So they will be glued in place like that. Yeah, that looks so much better to me already. Sadie, she's like moving around and the camera's moving. Girl, you're being noisy. All right, and we're just gonna finish with a lip. This is actually my lip liner right now, which is so funny. I need to go buy a new one. It is Subculture by MAC, and I'm gonna be using a cherry looking gloss. I wanted to keep the lips really natural. Kind of this whole look is just really natural, just with an emphasis on the eyes and on the skin. So I want to keep the emphasis there and just do a really natural lip. I am slightly overlining. My lip filler has faded quite a bit. It's been almost a year since I got them filled, so I need a little bit of volume. So that's what they look like with the liner. And then I actually found this gloss at Urban Outfitters. I had the Addison Rae one, the Item Beauty one that looked like this color. There's just an ingredient in a lot of lip glosses that actually makes my throat feel like it's closing up. I think it's some kind of oil that I'm allergic to, maybe like, I don't even know, but this one doesn't irritate me. It has a little spongy applicator that comes out of the top, and it's a really pretty color. I love it, and it was only $8. It's not as red as it looks in the tube. It just gives a nice flush. And that looks really good. So I'm gonna go do my hair, put on my jewelry, and I'll be right back. Okay, hair is done. I did a little rings, a little necklace, and I think it looks really pretty. Super pretty for fall, and I just really like the dewy glowiness of it all. I think it turned out really close to the inspiration that I was taking from the course. So yeah, this is gonna be it for this video, guys. Thank you again so much to Online Makeup Academy. Make sure you guys go check them out, use my code, and thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you next time. Bye.